What if the 3,000-year-old royal line of David, the most Jewish of historical institutions, didn't vanish, but continued as a Shia Muslim dynasty in Persia? It sounds ridiculous, like an absurd twist of fate, but it happened. From King David in ancient Israel to Baha'u'llah in Persia, the royal line was never broken. It was hidden, preserved through conquest, captivity, exile, and betrayal. While the world forgot, God kept his promise alive. Psalm 89 makes the oath unmistakable. I have made a covenant with my chosen. I have sworn to my servant David, your seed I will establish forever and build up your throne to all generations. And again, once I have sworn by my holiness, I will not lie to David. His seed shall endure forever, and his throne as the sun before me. This is a divine pledge that the Davidic kingship would endure through all generations. But how? After David's son Solomon fell into idolatry, judgment came. The 10 northern tribes were driven out of the land by Assyria in 721 BC. Then, in 597 BC, Babylon sacked Jerusalem. The throne of David was taken into captivity. But the line didn't end. It continued through the Exilarchs, Davidic monarchs in exile, who ruled the Jewish community in Babylon. The first king of the Babylonian exile was Jeconiah. Though imprisoned at first, he was later released by the emperor and permitted to wear royal robes and function as king of the Jews in Babylon. This community in exile knew the Messiah would be born from David's line, so they preserved their genealogies with care. No other Jewish group maintained records as meticulously. The Exilarchate persisted for centuries. By the 2nd century, Jews everywhere recognized the Exilarch as the legitimate head of their people and paid taxes to his government in exile. But rivalry with the rabbis grew. By the 3rd century, some rabbis refused to pay taxes and tried to form their own rival authority. The attempt failed, but tensions remained. Then came a threat from outside. The Zoroastrian Sasanian dynasty rose to power in Persia. Like the Jews, the Zoroastrians had a prophecy. A promised king of glory from their own royal line would arise. Feeling threatened by competing messianic claims, the Sasanian king, Chosroes I, ordered the extermination of the entire Davidic line. He murdered every known male descendant, including the reigning Exilarch. But not all was lost. Soon after the massacre, Chosroes had a dream. In it, he was hacking down trees in a garden, uprooting everything. Just as he was about to destroy the last sapling, an old man appeared, seized his axe, and rebuked him. A Jewish sage interpreted the dream. The old man was King David, he said. The trees were members of the house of David that you killed, and the sapling was the unborn child of the murdered Exilarch, who was now in the womb of his widow. Chosroes, shaken, repented. He protected the mother and raised the child as a prince. That child was named Bostonai, which means of the garden. When Bostonai came of age, he married Dara, daughter of the last Sasanian king. She had been taken prisoner during the Muslim conquest and was later joined to Bostonai by Ali, the first imam of Shia Islam. Through that union, the line of David was merged with the royal house of Persia, merging both Jewish and Zoroastrian prophecies about a coming king of glory. But controversy followed. Boston I had sons by a Jewish wife and by Dara, one of whom was inheritor of the throne. After Boston I's death, the sons of the Jewish wife tried to disinherit Dara's son, arguing that only children of Jewish mothers were legitimate. For nearly a century, the usurpers held power. But in 767, justice prevailed when a Jewish court ruled in favor of Dara's great-grandson, declaring him the rightful Exilarch. He took the throne. The Muslim world held the Exilarchate in high regard. The third Imam Hussein even said, "We rule by the authority of the house of David." In 817, the eighth Imam summoned the Exilarch Isaac ben Moses to a gathering in Persia. There, Isaac accepted Islam and became a renowned preacher, converting hundreds of Jews. For the rabbis, this was the final betrayal. Rather than follow the Exilarch into Islam, they discredited his lineage. Over time, Jewish memory of the Exilarchs faded. Today, few even know they existed. To escape rabbinic hostility, the royal house of David fled to Tabaristan, near the Caspian Sea. There, in the mountainous region of Nur, they found refuge. Later, family members of the eighth Imam joined them in exile. Islam had become the guardian of the throne of David, just as Jesus had predicted. The kingdom of God will be taken away from you and given to a nation producing the fruits of it. That nation was the one promised to Ishmael. God's promise to Ishmael had not been forgotten. "I will bless him, and he will be the father of 12 princes, and I will make him a great nation." The 12 princes, they are the 12 imams of Shia Islam, descended from Ishmael through Muhammad. And the great nation? Islam itself, the cradle of algebra, pharmacology, optics, great advancements in navigational science and architecture, and the very number system we use today. Through Islam, God fulfilled his promise to Ishmael while preserving the line of David. And exactly 1,000 years after Exilarch Isaac ben Moses embraced Islam, Baha'u'llah was born in 1817 to a noble Persian family. A Shi'a Muslim, heir to 3 great spiritual legacies, the line of Ishmael, the line of Zoroaster, and the throne of David. The promise was never broken. It was fulfilled. In the next chapter, we'll see how man plans and God plans, and truly, God is the best of planners. Because just when it seemed that all hope was lost, when the line of David appeared broken and the covenant betrayed, God played the ace up his sleeve, the promised establisher of the Baha'i faith, the return of the high priest, wielding the iron sword of truth to defend God's cause, to expose its adversaries, and to set the Ark of the Covenant back on course. And his victory is assured. For more information, visit schooloftheland.com, where history's oldest promise meets humanity's future.